Good evening, everyone. Yesterday was a weary day and also a very fruitful day. A lot happened in many areas of my own life and brought so much of my work, my inner work, and my work for others, my challenges, how to beat these challenges, brought everything to a head, brought it all into focus. Yesterday, after a very long time, I treated my therapist as a therapist. So I called her up and said, I'm coming to you. I am I have every kind of problem and I'm going to talk to you about them. And as my therapist is also like a mother to me, I also made sure that I'd get a lovely hot meal from her. So that was the full package yesterday. You're very lucky if you get a therapist like Ma'am Rotraut Roy Chaudhary. I have to mention her here and let you all know the person who has led me to be the way I am. And uh, she has shaped me in a lot of ways. Not that anyone can shape you, but she has led me to find my shape. Not only to find my shape, but to shift my shape as I need over the years and to process my problems, look at them very logically find my way to a solution. She's also taught me another thing: when you're in trouble, ask. And it's not that she keeps calling up and saying, you haven't asked for anything, or no, none of that fuss. She's very down to earth. But as long as she's alive, you can go running to her and ask. And she's the most honest person on earth. If she can't do something about it, she's going to tell you. But the best part of it is she's the kind of genius who can invariably do something about it. She does what she can, but in reality, most of the work is done by me or you or whoever goes to her. She's been my beacon from 1997. I'm just very lucky that I got into a tricky situation in 1997 that led me to her. And very, very lucky that it was her and not anybody else, because people in my family have had bad experiences with shrinks, with therapists, with doctors, with who have you, with lawyers also. Somehow I haven't been the unluckiest in this respect. Rather, in the matters of therapy, I've been one of the luckiest people I know. She's a gem, she's a treasure, and I've given a link below in the description to a video featuring her where she came over to help to be the chief guest and launch a project I had started for helping disadvantaged children learn English and IT. And that was way, way back in 2005 when my mother was still alive. Some of you have seen that video, and you know the kind of person she is, and the kind of warmth she exudes fills the room up with that warmth. And she's held me up in so many difficult situations. But it's, I've always felt that I'm the one who held myself up and I'm walking. It's not that she's being a prop or a crutch or nothing like that. She makes, she's the kind who makes you feel that, okay, one step at a time, you just walk and you keep walking and you get there. And the most interesting thing is that in the past few days, I've been putting out all these rants, these high voltage rants, and these rants have a purpose. There's a reason for ranting. And there's not only a reason for ranting, there's a reason for recording these rants. And it's the same thing I do when somebody comes to me for a one on one session, or for that matter, a group session. It's recorded, it's played back. There are words there. You can listen to those trigger words again. Find out what triggered you. Are they triggering you again? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I just play my rants back and I am just smiling and thinking, okay, where did this come from? And then there are all those spaces between the words of those rants where all the solutions lie. And in tuning into those spaces, often you find out what's causing you to rant and what you can do about it. And that way, over the past few days, ever since I had that big day in the court on the 9th and got back from it and was very weary on, on the 10th. And I have a lot of people who are asking me, okay, was that the eclipse of the 8th? Do you think the eclipse affected you? I'm sure the eclipse affected me because I think the eclipse was in Taurus. I think the previous eclipse, the solar eclipse, had been in Scorpio, and everyone had been talking. By everyone, I mean those who eclipsologists who study the energies that play through humankind and between human beings around the time of these eclipses. And they've been saying a lot of very wise things. In fact, eclipse or no eclipse, I feel that wisdom was worth tapping into. And I found some of that wisdom to be pretty valuable. So, yes, I think this eclipse really shone a light on just what was ailing me. And yesterday, when I met Rotraut ma'am, I was able to speak up with a lot of clarity. Yes, there was a lot of bawling, crying, and a wee bit of ranting, all of which she took very calmly. And at the same time, there was a very clear articulation of what my troubles were. And I ended up by saying, people ask me, what makes you eligible to do this work you're doing? For one thing, people trust me. They really do. I think people trust me the way I trust Rotraud ma'am. And I told her this, and she was very happy. And I said, look, I don't need any other qualifications. I think I grew up under you. You made me what I am. And I don't need anything more than that. I'm just passing it on, passing all that accumulated wisdom to the people around me. And that makes perfect sense. Oh, and then we had a fabulous lunch, a really delicious lunch. But I'm not going to tell you anything about the lunch. This was more about just uh, grounding myself after a very difficult week and setting the tone for what's to come on these little videos in the next few days as I count down to another birthday coming up next Saturday. And I'm feeling pretty pleased with myself that I've actually kept up these videos. Uh, Yesterday I missed one, but I think I had overcompensated over the previous 2 days. So I was guiltless about it. I really needed to rest up yesterday after that 2 hour session, and a 2 hour session where nearly maybe 25, 30 years of your problems come tumbling out, and a very large part of the solutions also come woven into those problems, and they also come tumbling out. And then what you're ending up doing is to pick out all the gems from the trash and say, hey, I've got all this, I have all these resources, and they just got a little mucked up over the years, and now I'm going to take all these resources and own them and see what I can do with them. And it's not only these gems, it's all these bits and pieces of me, all those damaged pieces. I keep talking about this, and I know I'm going to take all this and make a beautiful mosaic out of this in the coming days. So, just how I'm going to go about this, I actually have a plan. I have several dreams, several plans. I've spoken before about Project Hearthfire, and Project Hearthfire is really Project Heartfire. It's at the heart of everything I'm doing, and it's I'm going to be speaking about it. But first, for the grounding, and I decided let's have cheerful colors today. So I hope the room looks nice and yellow. I've been playing a little with the lighting because the runaway electrician now is in Bangalore, and the runaway electrician won't turn up here in my house till tomorrow. So let's hope for the best after after he turns up. And we'll see. First, the electrician has to deal with the tap. Yes, electricians fix taps. In case you don't know where to go for fixing your tap, try your electrician. So that's it. A little funny, a little sad, a little silly. And that's what you got for today. And this has gone on for 11 minutes. So cheers and good night.